What's up, guys? It's your boy Scion, and I'm back, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about Skyforge. It has its ups, it has its downs, but I just want to get to the nitty gritty and just tell you how I feel and tell you the things that I see as a problem and things that I like. So, what we want to start off with is I want to talk about there needs to be a random system. And what I mean by that is it'll allow people who, like, I see a lot of times in chat where people like looking for group, and then they'll say looking for group for like 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and that's not that good. Like, you want people to come in and play your game and have fun and then get out when they need to get out. So when you have to spend like a half hour to an hour of your time trying to find a group or find somebody to play with. Now, I know this is just closed beta, and it could just be that there was nobody, like, people just don't know each other in closed beta, and that could be a problem. But that happens in games in general. Like, you just really need to have a random system so when people queue in for something, they can play with each other and just get going and have fun. Nobody, no fuss, no muss, no looking for group chat, none of that. That's ancient stuff. There should be no game with looking for group chat other than when you actually need to do looking for group chat, where you just want to find random people and then want to pull them their knowledge and stuff like that. Like, hey, what's your prestige score and all that type of stuff. If you want to do that, have it there for that, but don't have that be just all there is to it. Like, there needs to be a random system to put people together. Now let's talk about PvP. Now, PvP is interesting in this game because I think Berserker needs to be nerfed all to hell when it comes to PvP. Like, there's just something needs to be done about Berserker because it's too OP in PvP. Now, other classes could be that way too, but I don't see it. I've even seen a Necro in PvP, and they didn't look as OP as Berserker. Berserker is just ridiculous all around. I'm sorry, Berserker players, but you know it's true. It just is. The PvP, I think, it needs more of a free-for-all. I would like to see a big open map in PvP where everybody fights for themselves and you can get kills, and like the person who has like the highest kills wins and stuff like that. I think that would be fun. It'd be relatively interesting with this type of game, with these type of characters and stuff like that, just to see the dynamic of it. The capture the flag or whatever that is good with the 3-on-3, and the actual, the death match is actually pretty cool too. But I want the death match with more people. I feel it should have more people in larger teams, kind of like a one field against the other two. Just something where you have to have a big dynamic and things change and stuff like that. I know it's early and it probably is in the thoughts, but just in case it's not, I'm saying it. The weekly cap needs to go. Get that shit out of here. That doesn't need to be there. Yeah, first of all, I don't know why companies want to try to, why do you always want to mess with the hardcore people? Let people be hardcore. If you have hardcore gamers in your game, that's good. I would rather have 1,000 hardcore gamers than have 1,000 casual people. That's just me in general, because the hardcore people, I know they blood, sweat, and tear the game. That's what I want in my game. If me as a person, if I was a gaming designer or whatever else, I would want the hardcore people over the casuals. Not that I don't care about the casuals, I would actually have stuff for them too. But if there's a game system that I could do something to have hardcore people who just log on and they're all about my game, I want to influence that. And I think the cap is not influencing that. The cap is holding people back and stuff like that. I don't know if don't just get rid of it. Put something there. Like, put a soft cap or something like that, but not that just you can't do nothing else but this over here. And they're like, no. Make it way higher, if anything. Now we're talking about that with the hardcore. I think the game is a little bit too easy. Now, when I'm fighting bosses and doing things like that, I think the game just needs a little bit more in case of a little bit more in the case of fight back towards you. I feel a little bit too powerful and just running through everything. Again, this is closed beta. I gotta keep saying that to everybody because I don't want people to think that I'm just naturally thinking the game is just gonna end up like this. But closed beta is the time where you should open your mouth and say something. You don't wait until open beta. You don't wait until live and be like, oh, the game sucks, it's too easy. You say it now when the company has a chance to do something about it. So that's the way I feel, that the game is a little bit too easy, a little bit too linear. Give us stuff to branch out. And while I'm talking about that, I'll make that this is not one of my points, actually, because I wrote a list down of points and I'm talking from the points. But give us an open map, more of an open map. Give us a controlled place that we can go in the open map according to our prestige. There should be areas according to prestige where you can just go and do random things in there. You just do what you want in there. Doesn't matter what it is. Just have some fun in there. Just to open that adventure zone. Just random adventures anywhere. There's maps like that currently, but once you reach a point, you can't go back there, and that's it. There's nothing else for you to do. You just gotta keep going to the other content, and that's where people are running into this grinding, and they say, oh, well, I gotta repeat content and do stuff like that. If you have a big open map that's random, that has events, that has different things going on, or you can do PvP in the map, or you can go places and do something, just maybe something social, something like that. But the game has potential to do stuff like that. I think that's missing right now, that it needs more of an open map and more of an open place where people don't have to feel that they're funneled directly into certain content, because right now we're funneled directly into doing certain dungeons. Like, you can't go, like, it's not like we can go to land before us and chill all the time, because now most of us have leveled too high and we can't even see it on the map, and we can't go back to the other place. What was it, the Ignis ruins or whatever ruins that was? We can't go back there. We can't go back to the new map. Like, so there needs to be something where you can go. Next I want to talk about, that's another problem. My next on my list is allow downscaling. Because I had people, like I was playing with a buddy online, a YouTuber along with me, and I couldn't play with him anymore because I went too far. Like my prestige level was too high, so I couldn't play with them. I allow an option that I can downscale my prestige so I can play with my people who I want to play with. That, like, it's ridiculous that you can't play with your friends because you gotten too strong. Pretty much just make it so that when you like, let's say you party up with a friend, you can right click yourself and say match partner level or something like that, or match prestige level, and then you go down to the prestige level where your friend was, and then you can play with your friend. It's the same thing like that. I see a lot of people complaining that they like prestige like 9 to 10,000. I ain't got time for that. Like, mine's around 4,000. So say if I wanted to play with them, I can just prestige, well, if they want to play with me, they can prestige down to me. Don't make it prestige up, because that's not fair. I've always disliked that. No prestige up, prestige down. If you want to go up, then go level and get up there, but not prestige up, prestige down. That's definitely something that I feel could be done. Now, the last thing that I feel should be looked at is IsleNet. Now, it's all fun and good and cute to have Facebook and Skyforge, which is pretty much what I call it, but I feel it should work a little bit more intuitively, and it should work a little bit more, like, do more with it. There's a lot that they can do with that. You can make it so that you can do random hunts. Like, you look on IsleNet and it says this creature is wreaking havoc in this particular zone, where you can work in open zones. But see how that works right there? So this particular, like, over here in, say, so-and-so open zone, has a rare creature that's running around, and it's on IsleNet. That's how you know when it's up there. So everybody's gonna rush and try to go kill that rare creature. Make it a world boss that everybody has to go and attack and have fun with. You know, just little things like that can make IsleNet a whole lot better. Make it so that a random drop is a occurrence somewhere, like a treasure hunt. You can have a treasure hunt on IsleNet, and it's like, oh, so-and-so thinks that there's a random drop in this particular area. Go there and find out. Or you can kick off like some random secret quest, like a legendary quest or something like that, just from like an IsleNet post. Just little minor things. Like, there's so much more that IsleNet could be used for, that it could be just awesome in game. Because right now it's like a post blog type of Twitter thing that just hardly works, and nobody wants to even use it. When you see that thing pop up, it says go send your quest into IsleNet, you're like, oh man, I gotta go over here and deal with this BS, and like, nobody wants to do that. So that could be definitely a lot better. Now, on the flip side of things, the classes in this game and the system is fun as hell. I like it. I like the fact that I can kind of be as powerful as I want to be and control what I want to control. That I'm appreciating that. That, to me, that is like one of the most awesome things in this game. I like when games allow you to have class progression that you can control. That it's all about you and nobody else but you. If I want to be a badass super tank with some DPS behind it, you can do that. If you want to be a badass type support type damage person, which is what I did with Lightbinder, you can do that. You want to run around with a melee and have nice splash damage going around, you can do that. It's all about you and how you want to go about doing things. Which leads me to the combat. The combat in this game is fun, and it may be a little bit too linear, as it's just like you pretty much know what you're going to need to do all the time. And I think that may be a problem, because people are going to get bored if you always know what you need to do. Do an attack, fight a boss, see something coming, dodge. That's all you really need to do. That's it. Like, so people are gonna get bored with that all the time, and I don't know exactly what they could do about that, but we'll see. The last thing I would like to touch on is prestige. Now, prestige is getting a little of a bad rap because people are not really understanding what it is. Prestige is nothing more than the battle power system. Same battle power that you see like in Flash games, like the Bleach Online and stuff like that is battle power. That's all it really is. So knowing that the system is like that and that you're gonna get things that open up according to that, like it's just like no more than a leveling system too. Like when you get level 50, then you get new quests. The same thing works in Prestige. So with that said, you should always do everything that levels up your Prestige and not skip ahead. Because what's happening is people skip ahead and just do story quests and nothing else, and then they end up getting stuck, and you have to keep repeating content because you didn't do everything where you were at. When you get put in the zone where you have to do a story quest, do everything in the zone. You get put in the dungeon when you gotta go get something specific in the dungeon, do everything in the dungeon. When you start skipping, that makes you move ahead a little bit too fast ahead of your prestige, and then what happens is you hit a wall. So let's say you need a quest at 4,000 prestige and you're only at 3,300 because you've been skipping a lot of stuff. Now you got to go back and do repeat content over and over again to level up your prestige to get past that 4,000 barrier. And that's kind of where people are getting stuck a lot earlier in the game because they're moving too fast. Just when you realize that and you start slowing down, just do everything in the zone, and that makes you stronger too. Even if you don't, if you get tired of playing your main class, the character that you want to do, change to another class because that helps you. In this game, when you change the other classes and you get passive in the classes like might and stamina and luck and all that type of stuff, it helps your main class too because you keep all those stats. So why not do everything? So other than that, that's all I got really to say. I like the game, appreciating it right now. I think it's fun. It's definitely a work in progress. There's stuff that it definitely needs to do. Hopefully the things that I've said in this video they look at or at least think about and work on that, especially the open zone. Like, please do something about that. Like, we need to have somewhere to go where we're not always funneled into a linear progression all the time, like, because people are not gonna like that. So other than that, you guys be legendary, and I will talk to you soon. Peace. Thank you for watching the latest video on the channel. If you enjoyed what you've seen here, please like, share, and subscribe. You can also click the bottom left there and follow the latest MMO show. You guys be legendary, and I will see you next video. Peace.